may have to make a few additional changes along the way because I'm sure the defense will make some adjustments, but they've got to have great confidence having scored the last time out.
And they'll go ground game here with a tailback. And he'll be taken down at the 34. A gain of a yard gets them back where they started. Now it's 3rd and 10.
I do know from experience that when you slow down someone's running game, you're now doing the dictating on defense. And guess what? Now you're getting ready to tee off on their quarterback because they have to throw it all the time. But you still have to be alert for the draws and other plays of that nature to make sure you don't get hurt.
And he's able to get it down to the 25-yard line. A good effort there, 9 yards, but it's going to leave him looking at a 4th and 1. The 49ers are going to turn over to the special teams crew. The field goal unit is out there now. This from 42 yards out. And his kick is good. And that stretches this lead even further. It's now 24-0. The punter Pinion now to kick this one away. This one taken just inside the 10. And he'll take this across the 25. Couple extra yards up to the 27-yard line. And Detroit getting set to go now. And following the interception, we'll see what they can put together on this drive.
I can hear my old college coach right now. He always used to tell us before every game, the team making the fewest mistakes will win. What they're hoping is that last mistake is their only one of the game.
Coaches, that's all they talk about, turnovers, right?
Minimizing those and maximizing opportunities.
Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
And that's the type of play that'll fire up a defense. Hold them to 1 yard on a first down run. It'll be interesting to see if the offense decides to press the run at all or if they'll abandon it now after gaining only 1 on that play.
9 yards still remaining here to pick up the first on 2nd down. Now it's Stafford off the bootleg. And he'll be out of bounds up past the 45. He got 18 yards out of that one, and it gets him a new set of downs.
I do have to admit, I like it when it all comes together. When the top part, catching the football, right, whether you're catching it with your hands or cradling it, comes together with the legs, in this case the feet, doing a little toe tap to stay in bounds and complete the catch.
And a great job by our crew on the camera shot. Love when you see the grass or on the field turf, those rubber pellets flying up. Great catch.
I hope I don't sound too rah-rah on that one, but that's the exact right throw. Either your receiver gets it or no one gets it. Give him a lot of credit for being really precise with it.
Got rid of it. No one got it. This is Howard on 2nd down. And he's going to fight his way forward here for a modest gain. They get 6 here after the incompletion, and it'll leave them with a 3rd and 4. And that looked like some pretty easy yardage there right up the gut.
And he's a guy that has some height to him. So when you don't have to drop a shoulder or create or get through contact or trash, makes it a lot easier to stay upright, see the field, and make a run as we just saw there.
Out of the gun, Stafford. And for the 3rd time here in this half, it's intercepted. And now off to the races, down the right side. And into the end zone. A pick 6 for the 49er D as they score the touchdown. Short throw, pick 6 right there, those linebackers. They love when those short throws come and those eyes get real wide, don't they?
How about the anticipation on the play? Reading, reacting, and then the ability to catch the football and take it in the opposite direction.
So they throw the pick 6. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. This is fielded at the chalk of the 10. And And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28-yard line. Now the Lions offense, they get ready to head back out there. And following the pick six, and they had decent field position in throwing that pick six. We'll see how they attack this drive.
And I think all you say to your guy is, listen, let's just take care of the football a little bit better. Make some better decisions on this drive, and they'll probably help him a little bit with maybe some really high percentage throws early to let him get settled back in.
But they told us, they've got confidence. That's not a problem.
Yeah, not a problem at all. They just want to make sure they get things settled down a little bit for their offense and give their defense a little bit of a chance to rest.
On first down, it's Stafford. Escaping the pressure right. And he'll be brought down right at the 30 here. It'll be a 2-yard gain, and it'll make it a second down.
Yeah, he only gets a few yards on 1st and 10, but he's better off doing that than throwing an incompletion or even worse, an interception.
22. Set, 20. Right there.
Little motion now from the tight end. On the handoff, this is Howard. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. He'll pick up only a yard there, and it'll leave him with a 3rd and 7.
In order to play really good run defense when you're playing a 3-4, those 3 guys up front, the nose tackle and the guys they call the defensive ends, they're usually big, big people because they're going to have to eat up a lot of blockers because it's usually 5 on 3. And when they do their job well, guys who play on the inside, those inside linebackers, they're able to just roam and hit.
Now Stafford. They'll roll him out right. Oh, a hit. He lost the football. Stafford puts it on the ground. And his guys are going to take over at the 34-yard line. The 49ers offense now, they get set to head back on the field. And they split the uprights last time for 3. They've got the lead. They're not going to play this conservative. They're not hoping for another field goal. They're hoping for a touchdown.
I'm with you on that one. I like where your head is. I like the way you're thinking because you're exactly right. Trying to sit on a lead and play that way, that doesn't work too well for most teams. Run your offense. Run what you do best. Exactly. Put it all the way down and try to increase your lead in a big way. And the best way to do it, touchdowns. Love the run right there. And when you analyzed him coming out of college, when you tried to put a grade on him, you saw the flashes while he was in school, but you didn't see the full production. You didn't see the finished product. He's a little bit raw, but you can see why people liked it. Those types of runs make you think there's plenty more there, and we'll see if that continues for him.
Looks like the defense in press coverage here. Time running out here on the play clock. Now they'll run it on the toss. And across the goal line, into the end zone, touchdown 49ers. A great effort there with his 2nd touchdown of the game, 4th of the year. And the 49ers continue to roll. And this is no good. Boy, that didn't even get there. Not a good effort at all. And our score remains the same. And following the touchdown now, it's Bradley Pitt. This one away. This one taken just inside the 10. And he'll take it past the 25 and up to the 28-yard line. Here's the Lion offense now as they get ready to take over. And last time, not only the turnover, but that turned into 6 points. They got to make up for that here.
We always hear about empty possessions, but some are worse than others. You can have an empty possession, punt the ball away, get yourself set to play defense, but when you turn it over, it changes momentum, and when they take it downfield and punch it in on you, that's a bad possession all the way around.
Yeah, but you're hungry to get back out there, aren't you?
You better be, because otherwise, it's going to be a long day for you.
2 minutes remain here in the first half. Back with more after this. On first, they go right back to Howard. Looking for a seam, but finding none. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage, and that's it. No gain on the play there. It'll be 2nd down. So nothing there, but maybe you blame that on the blocking.
Yeah, at some point, you've got to win at the point of attack. And on that play, that was all the defense. They made it happen.
To throw on 2nd down is Stafford. And a quick throw here, that's complete. The reception good for 7. It's 3rd down. Still in search of the first down after that last completion.
Out on the left. Move. Set. Lady. Alert. Alert. 3 down. 3 down.
Now the Notre Dame man. This is Theo Riddick. And he is going to lose yardage here. Losing 2 yards that time, and now it's 4th down. Now the Lions, they send out the field goal unit here. From the right hash, this from 48. Oh, that was never on target. It's no good. Wide to the right, and this score will stay right where it is.
It looked good when it left his foot, but he kind of sliced it a little bit, and he winds up missing it wide right.
Now a handoff here to his running back. And now a fumble. The ball's out. And they take possession 2 yards away from midfield at the 48-yard line. Here's the Detroit offense now as they head back out onto the field. And they've got to be a little bit frustrated about that last drive. Missed field goal.
Always hurts a team because, you put something out there.
No, bottled up. Fumble. It's out. It's loose. And now this is scooped up by the 49ers. And he'll get this back to the 32-yard line. The 49ers offense now, they work their way back onto the field. And where the ball is now, you got the field goal pretty much in the bag. Now do you try for the end zone a couple of times?
I don't think there's any question about it. You might get a gift of 6 points rather than the 3 that you just noted that you feel like you already have. Be aggressive, go after it, and try and get those points.
Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9.
A 1-yard gain can look like a disaster, but it all depends on how the game is going. Is it a series of 1-yard gains running the ball? If that's the case, you might have to start thinking about throwing it a little bit more. If it's just the occasional 1-yard run, hey, congratulations to the defense. They won that one. Come back and get them the next time.
Now whistles come in. We're going to get a timeout here by the offense. So as they take it over, we step aside. And they'll run it here. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. But a nice little gain. So we've hit halftime here in Santa Clara with the 49ers out in front. As we send you cross-country to our EA Sports Studios in Orlando with our halftime report, here's Larry Ridley. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. The Lions offense now with a football first here to begin quarter number 3. They come out here with a 0 on the scoreboard. What was said in that locker room? That's what I want to know.
I would love to have been in there because we often have the feeling that there's a lot of shouting, screaming, people upset. But typically, halftime locker rooms are a lot more clinical than that. And in this case, are they upset that the plays weren't working because of execution, or did they think they were just bad plays to call? Yeah. We'll find out pretty quickly here if they feel like they had something going, but they just need to do it a little bit better or not.
We'll find out. Offense comes to the line now, 1st and 10.
Easy.
They run with Howard. And he takes it past the 45 and down at the 46. 5 yards is the tally on first down. That brings up 2nd and 5.
Now that's exactly what you want on a first down run. Pick up 5 yards, bring up 2nd and 5. The defensive line, though, they've got to figure out a way to out-leverage the guys up front because the offensive line is winning at the point of attack.
Here's Stafford now on second. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. A great read, and it's picked off. And they take over. They'll set up shop at the 46-yard line. Now we take a glance at the offense as they work their way back out for their first possession of the second half. They'll give it to him right up the gut. Got a pretty big hole as he's down to about the 40. 7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 3.
Yeah, another good run there. He's been such a big part of their success here this afternoon. And that last carry, it puts him over 100 yards now for the day.
Play clock winding down. A handoff as they run the counter play. And he'll take this one down to the 36. Call it a gain of 3, but not enough to move the sticks. It'll be third and about a foot or two.
You know how we get focused at end of the half and into the game situations about how much time's on the board and, what you need to do? Sometimes you don't even have to worry about that. That's just smart football. That kind of a lead, staying in bounds, it burns clock, even in a situation that we're not really focused on. Love the call by the offensive coordinator, recognizing the situation very well, calling for the play-action pass, and completing it.
They'll give it to him right up the gut. And not much. Maybe a yard down to the 23. Credit the tackle to Darius Slay.
Well, praise has to go to the guys on the offensive line because they've had a very nice, productive day running the football. How about that poor defensive line? They've been knocked around the entire game, and while they slowed them down on that run, can they continue to do so? Because they haven't had much success throughout this ball game. Well, that's not a run that's going to make any of the highlight tapes, but they've been moving it well all game on the ground. This is another one that keeps them moving forward.
Now they'll run it on the toss. And they'll get him down right about the 20. Give him a couple on the run as it brings up a fourth down. So out comes a field goal team now for the second time here today. Right hash, 37-yard attempt.
Let's give a lot of credit to the offensive line. They've been able to move the ball really well on the ground the entire game. And while that wasn't a huge one, that's okay. They'll take them in short, steady bursts.
So put another 3 on the board, and all things considered, a good opening drive here to begin the third quarter.
It sure was. I think as a head coach, you're happy to come out and put a little drive together, take the 3 points, and build on your lead.
And Detroit getting set to go now. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack him here. And this time not as successful as he'll get back to the line of scrimmage and no more. They'll lose a yard, and it brings up third.
When you're putting together a formula for winning defense, it's exactly what we're seeing in this game. Controlling the line of scrimmage, attacking, and changing everything so that now they're playing in the offense's backfield. They're playing an excellent game.
Back to throw. Stafford out to the flat for Riddick. They come up in an offset eye. Now Howard. And he will lose yardage back to the 34-yard line. A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's second down.
And that's another stop for the defense, something we've seen all game long. They have been on fire today. No matter what's called by the offense, they've had an answer for it.
Back now here in Santa Clara. And this is a blowout so far as we get set for the fourth quarter. A very one-sided affair. Again, it's Howard. And he'll get 2, maybe 3 up near the 37. Quentin Dial, he'll be credited with a tackle.
Tough day, tough sledding right there, and it's been that way the entire game. Not a whole lot of room to ramble for him.
Yeah, you're right. It's been that way all afternoon. Didn't get a whole lot better there. Now they'll run it on the toss. And he is going to lose yardage here. He lost 2, and it brings up 4th.
Brandon, that play typifies what we've seen from the offense all day long. They've had no success getting things going. I think for the offensive coordinator, he's got to go to that side of the play sheet that says, try something different. Try some specials, something they haven't seen all day to try and get this offense kick-started.
He steps into this one, and this is a rocket. And problems spreading to the punt team now. This one goes all the way into the end zone on the fly, so that'll come back to the 20. And San Francisco gets set to go here. And they're not going to play this conservative, I don't think. They had the field goal last time, and they're up, but they're looking to put a drive in the end zone.
Oh, I agree with you totally. No one goes out on the field and says, all right, let's just settle for 3, except in certain situations, trying to ice a game, that sort of deal. Most of the time, it's end zone, and that's what you're thinking, and I believe that's exactly what they're thinking as they begin this one.
Yeah, no quarterback ever goes out there saying, hey, let's get 3, right?
Not one that I've ever met.
The play clock's running down. They go play action here on first down. Oh, he got position on him, and he pulls it in. A good pickup there, 26 yards.
And they just had another big completion there. And I think in days gone by in the NFL, you might have asked, is this a little bit of overkill? Is this rubbing it in? I don't think people feel the same way nowadays.
The age-old argument. Then you could say on the other side, if you're going to get angry about it, stop it, right?
Go ahead and stop me. And I think a lot of the times they just look at it like, let's just play the game. And however it turns out, it turns out. Partner, we know today's NFL is really built around the guy throwing the football. But these short runs, they still pay dividends because they can take their toll on a defense and they can add up as the game goes along. They control the clock, they control the ball, and that way you often control the game.
No gain on the play, and it's going to bring up a third down. The first down line at the 34 here on third down. They'll need to get the play off quickly. Now they'll run it on the toss. And they'll be inside the 35 now at the 34-yard line. He's just short. He got 6 of the 7 he needed, so that leaves a decision here on 4th and a yard. Here's Bradley Pinion now, as he should be able to pin him back deep here with his first punt. And here's a very low-line drive, almost whiffed on it. Oh, what a move. That'll go for only 17 yards on the punt. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. So the Lions offense ready to go back out onto the field. And with this deficit, you can't have too many more drives like the last drive where you had to punt it away.
You know what I would tell my offense right here? The punter doesn't exist, guys. He doesn't even exist. He's not a team anymore. I just cut him, all right? So you've got to go out and create some offense for us here and give us some points. No way does that guy get on the field on this drive.
Poor punter.
Yeah, it wasn't his fault. But, hey, listen, there's got to be casualties at times. We're trying to win a game.
Trying the right side with Howard. And he got blown up on that play. Back at the 20. They'll wind up losing 3. And now it's third down.
We just saw another example of how the defense is winning this game. Really at the point of attack, the offensive line's just getting pushed around. I think now as a play caller, you got to give them a little bit of help. Maybe keep your tight ends a little bit more. Maybe the running backs help you a little bit with the pass blocking. But you've got to help them get some confidence because you can't abandon the play calling right now. But we're used to seeing the guy that you consider the number 1 receiver double covered. But how about this guy? He's double covered and finds a way to make the play for a first down.
That's how you increase your Madden rating, right?
No doubt about that at all. And you know something? I think we'll hear about that from him soon.
And he's across the 43 extra yards to the 43. 9 yards is the pickup there, and they'll have a 2nd and 1. Offense readies for a 2nd and 1. So, Charles, are able to complete what so often seems to be elusive, a shutout in the NFL. And maybe what's fitting is they ended the game on the field, that defensive unit on the field. What an exclamation mark.
And probably felt like they could go another 60 minutes without anyone putting points on the board against them. That's the confidence you gain throughout when you're pitching a shutout. And they're going to leave the stadium feeling like they're all 10 feet tall.
So for San Francisco, it's an ideal start as they move to 3-0 now on the young season. And they'll have another home date next week as the LA Rams come to town. Meanwhile, for the Lions, the early struggles continue as they'll sink to 0-3. And they'll try to get back to their